You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. That's right. Today we're learning the whole song, The Gambler, on ukulele. Start to finish, no bar chords, no stress. So let's get playing. Hey, I'm Barry, and if you saw my fingerpicking version of the chorus of The Gambler, thank you. I've had a bunch of folks ask for the full song, so here it is, taught with a smooth strumming pattern. And yes, you can mix in fingerpicking if you'd like. I'll link that lesson below in the description. So we're going to start in the key of C using just 3 chords. We have C, F, and G7. Then, just like in the original, we'll shift keys for the final 2 verses and chorus. Kenny's version goes up a half step, but we're going to go up a whole step, just to keep it ukulele friendly and avoid bar chords. So the second half uses these chords. We have a D chord. Now for D, I normally use fingers 1, 2, and 3. They're crossed. You can also use 3 in a row, or 2, 3, and 4. Or I even had a question about this. Yes, you can bar it. We try not to pick this string here, but you can bar it. Just 1 finger over across the 2nd fret, and that's also a D, as long as you're not plucking that 1st string there. Okay, but I'm going to use my cross finger D. I can fit my fingers in there more comfortably. We have a G chord, and A7, another real simple chord, just 1 finger. So you'll see its diagrams as we go, nothing tricky, just classic open chords. Now here's the strum that we'll use the whole way through. We're going to use a down, down, up, down, down. 1, 2, and 3, 4. But you're going to see once I show you the chord progressions that once in a while we're just going to use a down, down if we're switching to a chord quickly like that. So it'll be like down, down, and then if I switch to an F, just down, down. If I do that in the same measure, I'll explain that here in a minute. Now let's take a look at how the chords progress in the first half of the song in the key of C. Okay, so you can see in that verse, the first measure is a full measure of C, so we have a down, down, up, down, down. But the second measure, which is the measures are divided by the vertical lines, we have an F and C in the same measure. So those are just going to get 2 strums like this. F, 2, C, 2. Anytime I have 2 chords in the same measure, I'm just going to strum down 1, 2, 1, 2. Really no up strums in there. It sounds really great in the song like that too. Okay, so let's look at that verse. First we have C's, F's, and G7s. Let's practice that first verse. 1, 2, ready, C. 1, 2, and 3. Now just 2 F's and 2 C's. Another full measure of C, down, up, down, down. Now 2 C's and 2 G7s. That's the first line. The second line of the chorus, or I'm sorry, the second line of the verse goes like this. Ready, begin. C, down, up, down, F for 2, C for 2. Back to F for 2, C for 2, G7 for 2, and C for 2. So you can see there's a lot of those 2 chords per measure. Now looking onto the chorus, okay, you're going to see a couple chords in red. Those only get 1 strum. So in the second line of the chorus we're at now, I have a C and an F both in red. So I'm just going to go C, F, C, 2. That's the part, you never count your money. So let's practice that second line of the chorus. 1, 2, ready, you never count your money. Back to an F, sitting at the table. We're going to do that again for these red chords. C, F, C, and then we go to our G7 for 2 when the dealing's done. So that's the chorus, all in the key of C. Now let's take a look at that key of D, because the song is going to progress to the key of D, or change keys here. Here's our chord sheet. Okay, now we're in the key of D. So let's look at that full chorus, the full chorus in the key of D. Okay, so here we go. One, let's practice that. 1, 2, ready. You got to know when to hold 'em. G for 2, know when, back to D, to G, back to D. 2 more Ds, and then the A7 for 2. Now here's where we have the 1 strum of D, G, D. You never count your money. Back to G, to D. And we do that again, just 1 strum. Time enough for counting to an A7 when the dealing's done. So those are the chords. I'm going to have those chord sheets up there as we do our lyrics and chords. Hey, if this is helping you learn, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It's free for you, and you'll always know when a new ukulele lesson drops. And if you want to support what I do, you can buy me a coffee using the link in the description below. It really helps me making these kinds of videos. So let's play some cards. So now I think we're ready to play it all the way through. I'm going to provide the lyrics with chords here on screen, and I'm going to tell you about the structure that we're going to use here. For the key of C, we're going to have the verse 3 times and then the chorus. But then we're going to go to our sheet in the key of D for 2 more verses and then a chorus. And then that'll be the end for today. Chorus and lyrics are on the screen the whole way, and I'll provide the link in the description to the lyrics with chords. So as always, I'm going to kind of stutter sing it. 2 reasons. One is to help you know where you are in the song, help you with the chord changes. And number 2 is just to avoid any kind of copyright claims through YouTube. Although teaching is fair use, YouTube doesn't always catch it that way. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, sing. On a warm summer's evening to the F. On a train bound from nowhere. Now we stay in that C. I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to G7, so we took turns of staring. We're going to move to the F. At the window, at the darkness, till the boredom overtook us to G7, and he began to speak. Now we're going to go to another verse. He said, son, I've made a life out of F chords and people's faces. Stay on C. And knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes, G7. So if C, mind my saying, I can say you're out of back to C, to an F for a taste of your whiskey, G7. I'll give you some advice. We can just strum a C here. We go to our 3rd verse here. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Stay in the C. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a G7 chord. And the night got deathly quiet. Back to F. And his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, G7, you gotta learn to play it right. Now here's where we finally go to the chorus in the key of C. Here we go. Whoop. Sorry, I'm scrolling here. You got to know when to hold 'em, to an F. Know when to fold 'em, back to the F. Know when to walk away, and know when to G7. Here's our 1 strums. You never count your money, to the F. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting to G7 when the dealing's done. Now here's where we move to our key of D. Gonna move up a key. You can hear it's a little higher. Here's our G. Well, every gambler knows to a G that the secret to surviving, stay on D, is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to A7 back to D, 'cause every hand's a winner. G, every hand's a loser, back to G. And the best that you can hope for is the A7 in your sleep. You can scroll here. And when he finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, staying that D, crushed out his cigarette and faded off to A7. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke back to D, G again. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. Now we finally have our last chorus here in the key of D. You got to know when to hold 'em to a G. Know when to fold 'em back to G. Know when to walk away. And know when to A7. You never G, D, D. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be D, G, D, A7 when the dealing's done. So now you've got the whole song, and you've got options. You can strum it just like we did there, or use the fingerpicking version I taught in the other video, linked in the description below, or even mix it up. Strum the verses, fingerpick the choruses. You can let me know in the comments if you tried a combo of both styles. I'd love to hear what worked best for you. Keep playing, keep having fun, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to check out this video here.